My name is Nadia and I've just finished studying philosophy, politics and economics at University College. The book I've chosen is Machiavelli's The Prince. I picked up this book because this one seemed to have the most sort of drama surrounding it, and even today it's still very shocking, the suggestions that Machiavelli makes. He was a political theorist at the time and he'd recently been thrown in jail. This book, this guide, was meant as a way to win back favour in the Medici family. It was his way of trying to help their family secure power in Italy. So one of his suggestions was that when you are seeking revenge on an enemy, you shouldn't just kill your enemy, you should kill his family too, so that, for example, his sons can't seek revenge 10, 20 years later. And he was very much of the view that there are no half measures, so you're either pampering a man or you're destroying him. I took the International Baccalaureate in sixth form, and one of the components was writing a 4,000-word extended essay. The interesting thing about writing the essay is that each student has to choose their own book to write on, but also has to formulate their own question. One of the reasons why I was keen to do an extended piece of work on philosophy was because I wasn't sure whether it was a subject that was within my grasp. I raised the question, if a prince can succeed in securing power and that's ultimately better for his citizens, does it matter who has been hurt along the way? The general conclusion of my essay was that the end does not necessarily justify the means. I've read everything from The Hunger Games by Susan Collins, which was a real page-turner, to books on engineering or design. It can be very helpful to explore other disciplines and areas. They're all intertwined, and I think you become better at your discipline when you know how other disciplines can feed into that. I would say speak to a friend who you know is interested in things that you don't think you're interested in, and ask them to recommend their favourite book on a topic. Force yourself to be open-minded. Following current affairs, I realised that philosophy, politics and economics was the perfect combination for me. I remember the last question, something along the lines of suggesting that we should put CCTV in everyone's house. Taken out of context, it seems like a really crazy question. But if I think back to the first question, I realised that often these questions come out from a long discussion after you've built up to that stage. Take your time, think out loud, and don't be afraid to say anything, as long as you can somehow try and justify why you've come up with that. That's what the tutors are most interested in. How do you react to new information, and how does your thought process work? Not necessarily do you have a right answer. There probably isn't a right answer, but they want to know if they can work with you in terms of coming up with interesting answers to questions. I still maintained my wider reading, picking up different things that appeal to me. If I could go back, I would spend more time really fine-tuning my knowledge in the political systems in not only UK and USA, but France and Germany. A good tip in terms of approaching reading for an essay is not to just turn to page one and just start going and hope you find the answer to the essay. You've got to be much more strategic than that. Skim the introduction, see if it gives you a good detailed overview of the structure of the book. Lots of academic books have really good summaries at the end of each chapter. This can save you a lot of time when you're trying to pinpoint what will be helpful for you in your essay. I've got a whole new outlook on life. Being at Oxford has helped me to be more inquisitive, open-minded, and also it's just given me a confidence in terms of approaching a range of things that I'll go on to do.